Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready?
Get ready, dog.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we'll see the free agent signee, Nick Foles, and the Jacksonville Jaguars as they match up with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The children will grow. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 8. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Texans offense heading out, and it's Deshaun Watson leading the way, the third-year man out of Clemson. Last year, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, but the big number for the Texans, he was sacked a league-high 62 times. They'll try to do better in this one. Watson on first down. And incomplete to open things up. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. And let's take a look at the Texans offense.
I have no idea where they're putting in the food in the Martin household, but they've developed two terrific offensive linemen. Brother Zach, a perennial all-pro at guard with the Dallas Cowboys, but Nick, no slouch at center for the Houston Texans. He sets the tone for their offensive line. He's the pivot up front.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs. A look now at our starting defense. They enter play one from the bottom, number 31 in the league, Charles, against the run.
One thing you do know they'll be fired up because they're facing a top 5 rushing attack. And even if they have early success against them, they got to remember they got to sustain it because teams that are top 5, they don't stop running the ball if they don't get things done early.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one, and even 60 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
A quick throw out wide to Fuller. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they score in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense, because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt, because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
So that flag will cost them 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
The face mask moves them all the way out past the 40 now for first down. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette. His third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Throwing again on second down. Watson, and the Jags grab it. And now he's got him at a great spot at the 8-yard line here, first and goal.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. Now Foles. And he whips that one incomplete there. Marquise Lee, the intended target. But now it's third and goal. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the Grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football. A field goal would break the tie, but look at this. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Justin Reed.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Johnson jostles free. And some room to work. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Watson's throw pulled in by Hopkins. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
Well, to me, that's taking a big gamble defensively because that alignment you see, that's normally something you see down near the goal line. Because now, if they decide to go play action, something should be open there, and I think open big.
So maybe that's something that gets filed away for later.
I think without a doubt, you write it down, and if you see that look at a later date, go ahead and take your shot.
And now out come the Jags. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
After review of the play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Foles. The open man is Westbrook. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Foles. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after one.
Keep going right at him. Watch it. What? Defense, let's go. Check. Let's go.
Foles. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, a run for Johnson. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Watson on 3rd down. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They go play action here on first down. And his throw is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. But now it's third down.
So they look like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. And this will be caught at the 30. A gain of 32 that time. It's a great throw right there, and really showed a lot of confidence in his receiver.
He certainly did. Ball was in the air a long time, but he counted on the adjustment that we saw near the end of the play. As that ball was descending, who was going to come down with it? He counted on his guy, and he gambled correctly.
He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Going to run the sweep here. This is Hopkins. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and
touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Texans have retaken the lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he...
Oh, this is blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 8. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Jags and Leonard Fournette making their way onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. On second down, here's Fournette. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. Dancing to his left. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. 20. And this results in 6. Touchdown.
That's it, baby. We got 6 on that.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, Second year, even more success. A pick six for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really started to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year one. By year two, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. Nick Foles gearing up again here to go on offense. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks. No touchdown passes yet either. Give him 32 on the play. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. He'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to go deep for Conley. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. He's got the hook up to Lee. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins.
Let's go.
2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Safarian Jenkins. But it'll be 2nd and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. 2nd and 6. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Johnson. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, and it's the Colts who have the lead in the second quarter. Marlon Mack, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. From there, we'll head to Washington to check out the Redskins at home at FedEx Field. And they trail the visiting Cowboys at halftime. Dak Prescott lighting it up. He's got 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. The Ravens were losers a week ago, so they are desperately trying to avoid dropping 2 straight to start the year. In the game you're watching, it's Deshaun Watson, who is the star of the first half. His guys have the lead, as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Benardrick McKinney, a first-time Pro Bowler a season ago, in on the tackle there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. On 2nd and a yard. Foles. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I'll just figure there's something wrong with the football. I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Back to throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Leonard Fournette. He scored on the ground and through the air, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and that will get him one closer. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. A reminder coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one from Atlanta. Eagles and Falcons, 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, Odell Beckham back in New York, back in MetLife Stadium. Browns and Jets, 8:15 Eastern on Monday night. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now high. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. J.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. The lead is theirs here in the 3rd quarter, but it's really been the ground game that's been the recipe for success.
You mean the spotlight isn't shining as brightly on the guy throwing it?
No, it's the man behind him that's had a heck of a game.
And that's really okay. That's actually what you're looking for. I mean, your pride tells you, hey, I want to be responsible, I want to throw a bunch of touchdown passes. But when you're able to run the football, typically speaking, your team's doing pretty well. And in this case, they're winning.
We'll see if they have balance on this drive. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Houston. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Oh, no, he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time. 3rd down here.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
3rd and long, it's Watson. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant to the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And he is finally going to be stopped down around the 5-yard line. What a return.
All praises for a tremendous return, but how about the guys that never gave up on the play, refused to let him get into the end zone, and tracked him down before he got there and made the tackle? A lot of pride exhibited by guys on special teams.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Feeling feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Give the sack to Barkevious Mingo, the former number 6 pick.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette there to make the grab, as his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the 4th. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6. Back to throw, Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Watson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. It's complete. Stills. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Watson, he's going to loft one. Deep left side here. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there. The Texans on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. To the air yet again, Watson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Here's Nick Foles as he heads back out to work. On one hand, as we look at some of his struggles with the 3 interceptions, he's got to be upset. On the other hand, they're still winning this game.
So how does he take care of the ball the rest of the game? That's what his teammates are interested in, because they pick things up for him throughout. You got to look over the defensive side, the kicking game. Those guys have made it work for him. Now his goal, not mess up anything else down the stretch.
Yeah, forget about those 3 picks, move on. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now. And here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait, because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Completes it to Lee. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A well-executed 22-yard gain. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger. They'll give Fournette another crack, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away, and the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. So here we go now as the Jaguars will go for 2. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So Deshaun Watson in the offense. Down by 7. 1:53 remaining. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. He gets this one to Johnson. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? Back to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. Johnson's got it complete.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position. I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
We saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. 23 yards the pickup there. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
On the NFL scoreboard, they've gone to the 4th in Cincinnati. And that one for the 49ers, now a 2-touchdown advantage. Jimmy Garoppolo, 3 touchdown passes to help lead the way. Here we go with Johnson. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here, the turnover on downs. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
And they'll try and burn some clock with a sneak. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down. So this will be a win for Jacksonville, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, It's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Jaguars, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they will fall to 1-1. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew,